we back again on the Football Heritage. Midweek, we had the semi-final of the Champions League. And we are here today to give you the post-match analysis. Arsenal lost at home to Paris Saint-Germain. And Inter Milan drew at Barcelona 3-all. And today we have a Europa League semi-final also. First leg, Manchester United defeated Atletico Bilbao in Spain 3-0. And Tottenham Hotspur defeated Bodo Glimt 3-1 in Tottenham. And in the Conference League, we had a semi-final of the Conference League also. And in the Conference League, Chelsea won away from home 4-1 in Jugarden. And Real Betis won 2-1 against Fiorentina in the other semi-final. But the first game we'll be looking at, the game I play on Tuesday, the Arsenal game. Arsenal against Paris Saint-Germain in England at the Emirates Stadium. So Arsenal lost at home to Paris Saint-Germain after Arsenal eliminated Real Madrid from the competition. There were a lot of beliefs, a lot of Arsenal fans believe that they are in good position to win the Champions League. But after the first leg, most of them are not confident no more to progress to the next stage of the Champions League after their 1-0 defeat at home against PSG. And this is Arsenal's sixth consecutive semi-final in all competition. They have not scored a goal. So there should be something that Arsenal fans should think about. 6 consecutive semi-finals, 0 goal score in all competition. And PSG took the lead early on in the game. The man of the moment, Ousmane Dembele, scoring in the first 4 minutes of the game. And both teams had chances in the game, but two brilliant saves from Donnarumma, and the Arsenal goalkeeper 2 made a brilliant save from Desiree Doué in the first half to keep it 1-0. So, Mr. Conner, first leg, semi-final, Arsenal, the team that eliminated the world greatest team, Real Madrid, lost at home against Paris Saint-Germain. So, what's your take on the game?
Well, I want to say good evening to you, Mr. Connor. Good evening to the footballing world. Good evening to everybody watching us tonight. It's a pleasure being here tonight to give our analysis on the midweek games. So, to the first leg of the semifinal match between Arsenal and Paris Saint Germain. Um, People had, like you said, people had a perception that after um, Arsenal crossed over Real Madrid, they defeated Real Madrid, both fled. So it gave them so much confidence um, to go into the semifinal against Paris Saint Germain side that have been so brilliant um, since they took um, since they started winning the huge score, since they pick up their phone of the season. They've been so brilliant. I said this before that winning this current Real Madrid at the quarterfinal doesn't give you um, clear edge over Paris Saint Germain. A friend of mine, we talk about it. He argued, but I know from which perspective I was speaking from because Madrid is playing like an average team. Um, there's so many problems within the current Real Madrid squad. So you cannot win Real Madrid and then you boast of that, or you believe because you win Real Madrid and then you got so much confidence that you're going to win Paris Saint Germain. That shouldn't be the case. And we saw that during the first 30 minutes of the match between Arsenal and Paris Saint Germain. Paris Saint Germain dominated the match, created so many chances. Um, they went and the first couple of minutes they went on scoring the first goal, and after that goal, they sure Arsenal could have been down like 3-0 in the first 30 minutes. They were just fortunate to keep the score up with 1-0, and their red bad, he was terrible in the first 30 minutes. He should have been bugged. So it was all Paris Saint Germain in the first 30 minutes, and then Arsenal managed to reconsolidate, and they start to push forward a little bit. But the overall, the overall, if you look at the Paris Saint Germain team, this team is so good from the goalkeeper, the defense, the midfield, the attack, you know, and they're also good during the transitional period. Like, they on an attack and then they lost the ball. You saw Dembele, the man, the man of the moment. You saw him when the ball is in Arsenal hard or the ball it's a goal kick, he's gonna be there. You're gonna see him sprinting from one ankle to another, and this is what gave them so much power because he kind of pushed the pressure on your defense. You're not gonna play the ball easily from your hand. That's one thing I was there from him. Up to the time he left the pitch, he was playing with the same kind of pace, sprinting from one ankle to another, going to the left wing, trying to put pressure on Arsenal defense. And then when you do that as a football club, you do that, it gives your midfield so much, room or so much chance to contain those that are coming towards him. All right, because the pressure is on the defense. When he sprint at you, you play back to your goalkeeper. The next thing you see the goalkeeper playing that ball alone, and then the defense just take the ball easily. They start building that attack. It was all alone again. They was playing that kind of game, and Arsenal was playing home. They had a home fan, so people expected more from Arsenal. We expected more from Arsenal, but you're playing again a very difficult side. This is a side that eliminated informed Liverpool. All right, they outplayed Liverpool in both legs, so there's no way you can rule them out. All right, I personally was looking at Arsenal to be more challenging prior to the game because they've been so fantastic in the Champions League this season. Um, they won Paris Saint Germain in the group stage. Yeah, that's another issue, but this is different Paris Saint Germain we're talking about as compared to the one Arsenal won. And they won Real Madrid. Yes, you won Real Madrid too late. But Madrid this season, how many times had they lost to smaller side? So winning them cannot give you um, confidence, or you can get some level of confidence based upon their record in the Champions League, but their present form cannot give you too much edge that you want them. So you gotta confident that you can go and win Paris Saint Germain. So Paris Saint Germain makes the game so difficult for Arsenal. With all the pressure, with all the support from the home fan and all the stuff, they still manage to stop Gunners from scoring at home. Now they're going to Paris. So it's really going to be a tough one for Arsenal after going down 1-0. They Paris Saint Germain side going to get the noise from their fan. They're going to get all the support from their fan, and it's going to motivate them. At some level, you go away and take the first 3 points. Now you coming home. This is your home ground. You got to make sure you stay on the ground. You don't want this guy to come and turn that result over. So it's really going to be a tough one for Arsenal. But from the Arsenal standpoint, they was missing one of their key players, Thomas Partey. He's very important to them when it comes to that defensive and midfield role. So he's going to be available the second leg. But It will give them a little bit balance in terms of defending. But can that help Arsenal? Somebody may say yes. What Paris Saint-Germain did at the Emirates, they can also do that in Paris. Okay, that's a good argument, but you got to prove that on the pitch with the kind of football that we've seen from Paris Saint-Germain. I think it's really going to be difficult for Arsenal to turn that result.
Thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. Yeah. First of all, let me start with the team that won the match, Paris Saint Germain. They started the game brilliantly, and we all know the kind of football Luis Enrique can play. Possession-based football. That's Luis Enrique philosophy. Movement. Everybody knows where to be. When you are attacking or you are defending, everybody knows where to be. As we saw the two fullback, Nunes Mendes and Ashraf Hakimi, sometimes both of them they were playing as attackers. Whenever they get the ball, you will see both of them. They will overlap. Then you will see Fabian Ruiz will drop deep to cover all the space that Hakimi will leave behind. And the way they started the game, the way they possessed the ball, they made Arsenal look like a third division team in the first 30 minutes. And they scored a very quick goal, 4 minutes in the game. Ousmane Dembele slaughtered it home to make it 1-0. And they should have scored more. Arsenal, they were lucky not to be down more than one goal. And Timber, this is the worst game I ever seen him play since he joined Arsenal. Uh, Visha Kwalashelia tore him apart in the first 30 minutes. He couldn't get near him. He destroyed him. And he fouled him like 5 to 6 times without picking a yellow card. So the referee, he was lenient. He should have received at least a yellow card for all the tackle he made in that first 30 minutes. And PSG, they should have gotten a penalty in that first 30 minutes. That was a clear penalty from Timber. Kvaratskhelia, they were three, because they were doubling on him, sometimes three pressing whenever they passed the ball to Kvaratskhelia. That's what they were doing to him. A clear penalty, but the referee, he didn't call for it, and it didn't go to VAR. That was strange, because when you watch the Real Madrid game second leg, the referee didn't see the penalty Arsenal had in that game, and it went to VAR for holding. And the last 10 minutes in the second half, Arsenal, they grew into the game. They tried to score, and Declan Rice, Skelly, Mars Louis Skelly, he gave a beautiful pass to Gabriel Martinelli, but a brilliant save from Donnarumma kept it 1-0 at halftime. After the break, Arsenal had a goal disallowed, but PSG they still created a lot of chances. Bakola should have scored. He was playing through on goal, 1-1 with the goalkeeper, and he just passed the ball outside. He should have scored. And Gonzalo Ramos, the Portuguese striker, should have also scored in that game. He hit the crossbar. So advantage PSG. And as I said earlier, the PSG from the first round, the group stage of the competition, that PSG is different from this particular PSG. Because they were struggling in the Champions League. They were struggling. They had to win against Manchester City to go through in the group. They had to win. And you saw the Man City game. Second half, they were down 2-0, and they beat the game 4-2. And the three guys in the middle of the park for Paris Saint-Germain, they are incredible. They are sensational. Vitinha is the one who can dictate the play in the middle of the park. He is the one. He is the one that can control the tempo of the game. Fabian Ruiz, Joao Neves, they know how to play football. They know how to play possession-based football, but they can stay tackle. That's the difference. They don't just play, but those boys, they have energy and they can tackle. And it will surprise you that the entire Paris Mayfield cost 110 million pounds. The three guys in the middle of the park for Paris, they cost 110 million pounds, and Arsenal spent 105 million pounds on Declan Rice. Just 5 million different. Declan Rice and the entire PSG Mayfield. So they bought smartly, and they have, in my opinion, they have the best Mayfield in Europe right now. And to Arsenal, they didn't do well for themselves. You are playing home, your biggest home game, your biggest European night since 2009 against Manchester United in the semi-final of the Champions League when they lost 3-1 at home. Since then, this is their biggest game in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Then you started again very slow. You have to be on the front foot. You gotta be on the front foot first leg at home.
Right.
But the way they started again, they even saw it shocked their fans. The PSG, they fired to 10,000 PSG fans at the Emirates. They made a lot of noise than the Arsenal fan. How is that happening? Because the people score early minute goal is silent the entire stadium. Made the entire stadium quiet. Only the PSG fans were making noise. And
That's the difference. That's the difference
yeah,
between a small side team
and
um
they
and
struggle.
the, and
They
the, and the bigger
struggle.
side, because we got a couple of teams in Europe. They don't do that. Even your team go down, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing hard because it was a very big event.
Yeah,
But they get play. I mean, they get carried away by the play, and then it didn't help the team.
yeah. And their players, they have serious problem in the middle of the park, particularly their captain Martin Odegaard. This guy, I'm not saying he's a bum, but when it matters, this guy, you cannot see him. He always disappear when it matters the most. Every big game, you will never ever see Martin Odegaard as a captain. You should be the one. You are the captain of the football club. You should be the one to motivate your teammate. You should be the one. But he always disappear in big game. He was absolutely a basement all game. And Ateta should have substituted him halftime. He was nowhere to be seen. Mikel Merino, we all know, he's very slow as a midfielder. And because he is not good enough as a midfielder, this is why, in the absence of Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz, they're using him as a point striker now. So the entire Mayfield, there was nothing. And Bukayo Saka, Mendes, lock him. He couldn't do anything on that side. Martinelli, we all know. Martinelli, he's like he plays like a track and field person, like Usain Bolt. That you give a ball to Usain Bolt to play. He just run with the ball. And this is the thing. Arsenal players, they always crumble under pressure. It is a good thing that you are leading Real Madrid 4-1 on aggregate, 1-1 on the night, and you get a big chance and you just score with no pressure. Because the goal Martinelli scored against Real Madrid, there was no pressure on Martinelli. And the
Yeah.
game was 1-1 in the down minute of the game, 4-1 on aggregate. So there was no pressure and he scored. Similar opportunity, the pressure is on, you down 1-0 at home. Again, Donnarumma, he couldn't score. This is the difference between quality player, world-class player, and average player. World class player in those moments, they will keep their cool and score. So he was not good enough, and for their coach, he's somebody who is stubborn. That's one of the major problem. The coach is so stubborn and arrogant, and I can't believe that this guy, he has been there for almost 6 years. December remain 6 years as no coach, and he won the FA Cup in the first 6 months. And Arsenal now, if they drop against PSG on Wednesday, they will go trophy like this season. This will be the 5th consecutive season with all the trophy. But
Yeah.
yet, Arteta is the 3rd highest paid coach in world football. This is a guy who earns £50 million per year. The 3rd highest paid coach in world football. He is only beyond Pep Guardiola, who is the highest paid coach in world football, and Diego Simeone. This guy makes more than 2 times of what Ancelotti is making on Real Madrid. And
Yeah.
Ancelotti, in a short period of time, he has won 11 trophies with Real Madrid since Mikel Arteta has been coaching Arsenal. Mikel Arteta was at Arsenal when Ancelotti was still coaching Everton. So he left from Everton, taking £7 million, the equivalent £7 million, on Real Madrid, and he has won
You
11
gotta you
trophies.
gotta slow down Arsenal fan
He
a
has
little
won
bit.
11 trophies. No, I'm just saying the truth. He has won because most of them, not all of them, most of them they are delusional. He has won 11 trophies. And this is a man who won £15 million, only beyond Pep Guardiola and Diego Simeone of Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone worth every penny he's earning. This guy been to 2 Champions League finals, even though he didn't win, but he has won La Liga twice. No, 3 times.
3. Yeah.
He has won La Liga.
Yeah.
He's the only man that won La Liga with the presence of Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. So he deserves every penny Atletico Madrid is paying. And since he been there, he always qualified for the Champions League also. So he deserves every penny. And Guardiola, we all know he deserves every penny. He made City the way they are presently. He made them. So Arteta, all you needed to do, if it's not working, why are you not using Miles Lewis Kelly in the midfield? Use Miles Lewis Kelly as a 6, Declan Rice as a 8. Declan Rice as a 6 is a liability. He's not a 6. It is glaring every time this coach used Declan Rice number 6. He always struggle. He's not a 6. We know Partey was suspended. Why you don't try a different thing? Use Merino. We all know Merino, he has done pretty well as a number 9 than as a midfielder. Use Merino in your position. You Declan Rice in your rightful position. Then use another person as a number 6. Then what you have done there, you only get one position to worry about, which is the number 6 position, because you don't know how well Miles Lewis Kelly will do in a 6 position. But you don't need to worry about Declan Rice, what he will do in a position, because that's his role. And you don't have to worry about Mikel Merino, what he will do as a striker, because he has done pretty well as a striker than as a midfielder. But what he did against Paris, you use Declan Rice number 6 right there. He is not doing his job properly as a 6. Then he used Merino as a 8. Merino is not doing his job properly. Then he used Trossard as a number 9. He's not also doing his job properly. So right there, you made 3 bad mistakes.
Yeah.
Play 3 players in position where they are not effective in. But he's arrogant. That's his problem. And maybe somebody will say, why would they use Lewis Kelly as a 6 and he's a left foot? But no, he is not. Lewis Kelly, all the academic game he played, he is a midfielder. He is not a left full back. But because they trying as a left full back and he play well, this is the reason why he is playing there. But his rightful position is in a midfield. He's a midfielder. And we all know how that kid is very good at the ball. He's good. He gave, he created more chances than Arsenal number 10, who is responsible to create in a game. Martin Odegaard. Zero. And it will be so. Let me just ask you before we move for Inter Milan, what are the chances? What percentage you will give Arsenal in the second leg for them to progress to the final?
Well, from my point of view, it's going to be a very tough one for Arsenal from the local team of the first leg. Except wherein they got to prove people wrong, or wherein they got to step up their game. The manager got to play his role. He got to, like what you just spoke of, he got to position players in a rifled area that you think that we produce a positive result. He need to do that. But all of them that I give them like 25%. 25% chance. That's it's tough. You're going away with the kind of football Paris Saint Germain is playing right now. Um, they've been waiting for the moment to get to the final, and this is a chance. Both teams kind of hungry to get to the final, but with the football that both teams are playing right now, there's no way that you're gonna, you know, rate Arsenal over Paris Saint Germain at the moment. So 25%.
All right, thank you. Yeah, they still have a chance. It's football. Anything can happen in football game. You never know. Sometimes somebody can just get a stupid red card and the entire game change. They still stand a chance, but it is very low for me. I think Arsenal, and the only way they will even stand a chance, they have to score first. That's the thing. They have to score first. But if they don't score first, 0%. They won't. 0%. But if they score first, they get 30% chance of qualifying if they score first. Because the first goal in that second leg will be vital. And I don't see Arsenal attacking in that second leg. I don't see it. Because Mikel Arteta will go defensive. I don't see him attacking. And we know how PSG will play, but we don't know. You never know how Arsenal will play. Some game Arsenal will decide to attack, some game they will defend. But we know if Barcelona is playing, you know how Barcelona will play. You know they coming at you. They see at PSG. You know they will come at you because of the coach that is there right now. Enrique, that's his style. He's not going to change. So it's still going to be a hard game. Partey returning will be a boost for them because I think he is their best midfielder, even though his contract expires at the end of the season. And they brought Merino to replace him. His contract will
That's
expire soon.
laughable.
And they don't want to give him a new contract. He's about to walk away free. And I don't know the reason this guy is doing it because Partey is their best midfielder. The only reason they will heal people like Declan Rice or other people over him, probably because Rice English, the European, that's it. But
Yeah.
Thomas Partey like Arsenal best midfielder. And they have to score first. And they have to take their chances. Because Paris will make them to suffer. If you think that Arsenal suffer the first leg in the first 30, 35 minutes, then let them get ready for the return leg. They're going to suffer more because Paris Saint-Germain going to squeeze the left, all of them. You can ask Liverpool. Liverpool, they defended for their life in France. They're going to squeeze the left, all of them in France. They're going to make the pitch small for them. They're going to force them to defend. That's how they play. Man City, Pep
Yeah.
Guardiola, if you watch their game against Man City, they don't defend. But Man City had 30% of the ball and they still trash them 4 goals. So if Man City having 30% possession, because you can beat Man City 5-1, I'll not beat Man City 5-1, but Man City care about possession. That can happen. But to beat Man City, then you care about possession, and the difference is why that tells you how PSG can play football. So they return leg, Arsenal, they have to defend for their end. I don't think their defense can stop PSG from scoring. And I don't see them scoring enough goal to go through. That's the problem because they don't have it in it. It's just like Madrid. You don't use Madrid now. You don't use Madrid as example or case study for your
No,
success this
not
season.
not this season.
Madrid is a terrible team this season. Every opposition Madrid play this season, they made a game hard for themselves. So you don't use Madrid. You don't use Real Madrid. We
I
saw,
agree with
apart
you.
from with the exception of Real Madrid, the first test Arsenal had in the Champions League. At that time, PSG team in the group stage, they were not good enough. But the first real away test Arsenal had, it was against Inter Milan in the group stage. Arsenal lost. That was the first major test. They
Yeah,
lost. So for me, I don't see Arsenal qualifying. I don't even see them join again. They're going to lose. And I don't know. But they're still going to keep Ateta because that's the only coach whose job is safe. Arsenal is the only team that can keep a coach for 5 years without winning trophy. The only big team in world football that your job is safe even you go trophyless. Because I don't see it happening. At Real Madrid, you can win, they still fire you. You will win trophy, you be sacked. I saw Capello won La Liga in 2007 and he was sacked, say because he played terrible football. Can you imagine? Somebody win La Liga, they fire him say he played terrible football. And we'll move on to the next game. Yesterday, Wednesday, Barcelona drew 3-3 against Inter Milan. And Turan scored the fastest goal ever in the semi-final stage of the Champions League. Ever in the semi-final stage of the Champions League. Less than 1 minute, Marcus Turan, the son of Lilian Turan, scored to make it 1-0 for Inter Milan. And Dumfries, the Dutch international Dumfries scored to make it 2-0. But the thing is sensational, Lamine Yamal. This guy, I think if I would just say that before I move forward, if Lamine Yamal, if Barcelona, and I don't want for them to win the Champions League, that wish I don't want to see. But if Barcelona win the Champions League and Lamine Yamal, like let's say they return there, he score or give assist and he's sensational like the first leg. And the final, he also sensational in the final, he score or assist in the final. I think he should win the Ballon d'Or. You will talk about Robert Lewandowski with more goal. You can talk about Rafinha score more goal. But Lamine Yamal is the most important player on Barcelona team, hands down. We saw it at the end of the first phase of the season. Lamine Yamal was injured. Every game he missed, Barcelona didn't win any of them. Probably they won only one, but I can't remember that they win any of the game Lamine Yamal missed when he was injured. He is the most important player. And he is the one that made that comeback to be successful, to be down 2-0 against
absolutely.
against Inter Milan. And before yesterday, Inter Milan, they had the best defense in the Champions League. They had considered only 5 goals before yesterday, and they considered 3. They have considered only 5 goals in the competition before yesterday game. So Lamine Yamal score and Ferran Torres score brilliant assist from Rafinha and the goalkeeper Dumfries scored twice. He scored to make it 3-2. After 1 minute, Barcelona equal up. Brilliant shot from Rafinha. Hit the back of the goalkeeper, went into the net, and it was an own goal for the Inter Milan goalkeeper. So first leg 3-3 at Barcelona. What's your take on the game?
Well, it was a brilliant game to watch. I couldn't take my eyes off two players on the pitch, Don Dumfries and Lamine Yamal. So, like you said, Inter was There was Britain on the break. They managed to squeeze 2 goals in the first half, and going down 2-0 and coming from that position to equalize. It take a special talent um, to get those goals cancer. And we saw that from the wonder kid Lamine Yaman. Um, he's a brilliant footballer that no one can doubt. All right. We saw it in the game when Barcelona went down 2-0. Um, he decided to deter the pace of the game. Almost every ball that were going on the attack, every Barcelona football that were going up front was played from the right wing. And he was absolutely unstoppable. He managed to squeeze the first goal, and then they got the equalizer, and he nearly got his second goal when a hit on the bar. Um, the left wing back for Inter Milan was terrible. He's a brilliant footballer too, but he just couldn't stop this kid because he was at his best. He was on top of a game, and we saw that. Um, but this is the Inter side we're talking about, one of the best defensive team in the Champions League this season. All right, and then they scored 2 goals on you. Um, you managed to cancel those goals, and then they still scored another one. You managed to cancel that. What a football game that was! It was a fantastic game. Um, I wish that was like the second leg where they got to go to extra time because the game was so enjoyable. There were a lot of entertainment in the game. I've been a Real Madrid fan, but honestly, we saw the reality in that game. And then the second half, um, I don't know what happened to Yamal. He kind of slowed down a little bit because he burned a lot of energy in the first half. So his energy level dropped in the second half, and you see Barcelona was not going too much. They was not causing too much problem for Inter in the second half as compared to the first half. That is clear to say that he's the best player this season. All right, Rafinha is there. He's playing. He's doing a great job. Robert Lewandowski, the old man, he's scoring a lot of goals. We know that for sure. But this kid, all right, taking on one, two to three, four players as one is a huge task that can cut so many things for cause so many problems for the opposition team. And we saw that Inter struggle to handle him in the first half. Um, we saw they had at certain time in the game they had a two to three players always going to him to closing up. But yet them still he still managed to go through those gap. Um, Gave some pass, gave some crosses, goal that kick out goal and all that kind of stuff. So um, it stayed open. They was playing home. They had a home fan. There's no way Inter Milan, could take the ball possession from Barcelona because that is their fundamental game. All right, they love possessing the ball, and the Italians sometimes, they don't care about it. They just sit deep and catch on the break, and we saw that those 3 goals that came, they was all on the break. All right. Um, Unfortunate for them, the fourth goal was ruled out. That could have been the winner of the game. It was ruled out due to a very tight outside position where the VAR got to come in. But the second leg is going to be a 50-50 chances. The fact of the matter, Inter playing at home, and with this kid on the field, I don't think Inter Milan um, going to stop Barcelona from scoring. So their game plan going to remain the same. They got to go for it too because you got to score goals. There's no more away goal rule in the Champions League. You got to score goal to win. If you can't win on the field of play, you go the 90 minutes. You go extra time and go penalty. But whatever they're going to take each team to perform, whatever they're going to take them to perform to win the game, they got to do it because this is a semi-final. It's one step away from the final. All right. So everybody going to pull in 100%, and we saw that. We saw that from both teams. Inter on the other side, there's no way you can rule them out because they were also upstanding because this is the Inter that just lost to AC Milan 3 goals, and then going against the Britain Barcelona side and competing with them, always up front in terms of goal scoring, and Barcelona got to keep coming from the back to cancel those goals. So it was a brilliant performance from Inter Milan. So going in Milan is something different. I I haven't I haven't looked at the Barcelona record going to Milan and succeeding there. The last time I checked, I think they was eliminated as well in Italy. So it's still open. Barcelona is a good team, but going to Italy where those guys going to get a home fan behind them, the noise and all this stuff, and is also going to motivate them. We can go in Barcelona and get 3 goals and put out all the fight, and then coming home we got to stand our ground. We got to fight to make sure that we go to the final. So it's a chance for the both teams, and I believe the kind of football we saw from the first leg, that tie is still open. It's still 50-50 chance. Anybody can qualify from that tie. But you have to put in every necessary mechanism into place. Um, do the right thing, keep focused, step up the game. You can't make mistake in such a game. And I was there. I like one thing that the Inter Milan Simone did. DiMarco is a very brilliant player for Inter Milan. He's a very key figure for them. He caused so many problems for the opposing team whenever they on a break. He crosses are dangerous, but the coach realized that this guy couldn't withstand the pressure from Lamine Yamal. With all the dribbling, all those problems that he causing, he even in one of them resulted to goal, and he was off the game. And the coach just took him off and brought in somebody fresh to try to slow this wonder kid down a little bit. And that was a um, um, brilliant decision from the coach. It's risky. You might say people may say, "Oh, but he's the best they got." Yeah, he's the best, but when he's not in the game, he's not in the game. Well, the coach was all over him. I mean, this wonder kid was all over him, and he couldn't stop it. So it was a beautiful, beautiful game yesterday. I hope the return leg going to be more beautiful than what we saw it in the first leg. But from my point of view, I think it stay open 50-50.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I think the game was a beautiful game, and especially for we the neutral. Even though I still want Barcelona to go out of the Champions League because Barcelona and Arsenal. I want Inter Milan and PSG to save football. We don't want no noise in our ear all summer. So it was a hard game, and Inter Milan they shocked Barcelona by going 2 goals up. A sensational goal from Marcus Thuram and Dumfries. Those two first goals they were sensational. Barcelona came back, particularly Lamine Yamal. He's the man, and right now at this moment in time, I think he's playing the best football in the world. Even though he's just 17, will be turning 18 in July. And this kid, he's sensational. What he did to DeMarco yesterday, I mean, like, I was screaming, you're double on him. Simple. You cannot leave him alone like that. Double on him. What he did to DeMarco yesterday, I think DeMarco, when he went home yesterday, he couldn't believe what happened to him. I don't think it has ever happened to him like that for somebody to really disgrace DeMarco like that. Or else DeMarco, he's a brilliant wing back because Simone Inzaghi, the coach of Inter Milan, he plays with a 3-5-2 system. When they defending, they are 5 men in the defense. He had playing a left wing back. But yesterday he was nowhere. He couldn't get near Lamine Yamal. And so the coach had to substitute him. But Inter Milan stay in the game because to go away, they kind of form Barcelona in to go away to Barcelona to get a draw. It's not a bad result. They they will have snatched that thing from your hand if you have told them from the beginning that okay, let's give you a draw game in Barcelona, then you can play in your home now. If you win at home, you qualify for the final. They would have taken that before the game started. So it's a good result. It's 50-50. Barcelona will stay attack. That's the way they play. But the crowd will be up for it. That's for sure. The crowd at the San Siro, they will be ready. They will be ready to face Barcelona. And it's going to be a very difficult game because Inter, they are very, very defensive and they are quick on the break. They are very quick on the break. Marcus Thuram, he's a brilliant striker. And when his captain got substituted yesterday, right? Inter Milan captain Lautaro Martinez, when he brought Teremi in, he was terrific. He played brilliantly in that game. I couldn't
Yeah,
believe it because I didn't expect that from Teremi. Teremi, what he was good in that game yesterday. But
yeah,
Barcelona, one of the things they have to pray for Yamal to be fit until the season end because God forbid if he sustain injury, that's the end. They won't even carry La Liga because almost all the games Lamine Yamal missed this season, Barcelona didn't win any of them. And yesterday before the game, there was report that he got injured in a warm up, but only to see him in the starting lineup because he was like limping in a warm up yesterday. And they should pray because they are all using this kid. He's just 17 years old, and he's the most important player in the team. And when you watch them play, Frankie De Jong and Frankie De Jong and Pedri, whenever they get a ball, the first play they look like on the rear wing to see whether there's a space for them to play the ball for Yama. Every time Frankie De Jong get on the ball, every time Pedri gets on the ball, the first place he will look like on the rear wing to see whether Lamine Yama is free to play the ball to him because he is the danger man. He is the danger man. At this moment in time, Lamine Yama is difficult for me to say because I don't like Barcelona at all. I don't like Barcelona, but I got to be fair when I'm doing my analysis because you cannot you can't do analysis based on your emotion because you don't like a particular thing. You don't do your analysis fairly. Yama, at this moment, he's the best player in the world, in my opinion. And the way he's playing, my whole life, about 30 years watching football game, I have never and ever seen any 17-year-old like him. I never seen it before. I never and ever seen a 17-year-old that play football like he does. His decision making as a 17-year-old, his decision making is like when Andre Pirlo was a 30-year-old, Luka Modric in a prime. That's how Lamine Yamal decision making is at the age of 17. At the age of 17. So the only thing, if he can play injury free, I think he's gonna win several Ballon d'Or. If he can play injury free, because that's the nightmare for any footballer, injury. If you sustain long-term injury, that injury can destroy players. Injury
you're
is the
right.
nightmare for players. So if he can stay injury free, the sky is the limit for Lamine Yamal because he was
Absolutely.
sensational yesterday. In the game, it stayed 50-50, but I want Inter Milan to go through, honestly. But if Inter can go through, uh, if PSG and Barcelona meet in the final, I think that will be one of the brilliant games because both teams gonna attack from end to end, and we will see two of the best teenagers in world football at this moment in time. Lamin Yama against Desere Doué. Doué is explosive. His way
Oh
of
yeah.
playing is a little bit different from Yama. Desere Doué, he's explosive, but Yama is like he's very technical on the ball. He's not that explosive, but his decision making is world class. So that would be a good game. Desere Doué against Lamin Yama, two of the best teenagers right now in world football. So if both team meet in final, that would be a good game. But I stay, as I said, from the knockout stage, that PSG is the one that will win the cup. That was my prediction from the knockout stage. When I saw them playing from that Messi they game in the group stage, I said they are playing like a team. They are not playing like the way they used to play when they had Messi, Neymar, Kylian Mbappe. They were not playing as a team, but right now they are playing for each other. So I think it doesn't matter who PSG meet in the final, whether it's Inter Milan or Barcelona. I think PSG gonna win. So we move on to the we just touched on the Europa League. Man United won 3-0 against Bilbao and Tottenham Hotspur won 3 goals to 1 against Bodo Glimt. So what's your take on those games?
Well, I think the Europa is just going to be all English affair final. From the result of the first leg, Man United winning away 3-0, and then Spurs as well 3-1, put in a very comfortable position to go into the second leg. So um, maybe we will talk about it more when the two teams qualify going to the final because we're seeing Spurs being struggling this season, Man United as well. Both teams being so inconsistent domestically, but notwithstanding, they've been outstanding in the Europa as well. Getting to the semifinal and then winning that first leg with huge score is something good. We probably going to see all English affair in the final this season. Chelsea too won again as well in the Conference Cup. They're going to be in the final. So it's a good news for the English team this season. You got one English team in the Champions League semi-final, and then you got two English team in a Europa semi-final as well. So it's a good thing. Um, they're doing good in from the European the European competition this season. Arsenal, we don't know if they're going to cross to to the grand final of the champion
No,
the
they
Champions
are
League.
done. They
But we got to
finished.
give the English team we got to give them some some credit. All right, they got to take credit for that because it's a long way to get to where they are right now. You got three, four different English teams in the semifinal of those competitions, so it's something good for them. Um, we wait to see how it's going to pay up for them in the grand final. But I know for sure Spurs and United going to be in the final of the Europa this year. So it was a good result for both teams. And when I get to the final, we'll talk about that because the two teams kind of inconsistent this season. But what a night for Man United and what a night for Spurs as well.
Yeah, but I think Spurs they have the 80% chance, but I can say my team is 100% chance because the return leg is at home, no pressure because European night, the second leg away, if you win narrowly in most of the time, the pressure, the return leg, there where sometimes teams can collapse because
Yeah.
of the pressure from the home fan. And Spurs, they won 3-1 going to because Bundesliga, I think they won Lazio 2 goals different in their home. And
Mhm.
Lazio beat them 2 goals different. They went to penalty shootout. So you don't rule them out because their their stadium, the playing pitch is so terrible. This is why they win games on that pitch. It's terrible. So a lot of teams find it difficult to play on that pitch. Their playing pitch is so terrible. Bundesliga. So you never say Bundesliga out of it, even those sports they have like close to 90% chance, but it is Tottenham Hotspur. They can go over there and they just bottle it because they are bottlers. That's the Arsenal is just a pro mass for sports because they have won a lot of trophy in the past. So that sport pro mass be Arsenal. They are bottlers, so you can't trust Tottenham. But I think they will go to the final, and Arsenal fan they're gonna suffer all summer because I seen them going trophy for the fifth consecutive season, and Manchester United or Tottenham gonna win the Europa League to go to Champions League next season. So just imagine, Man United and Tottenham will finish around 14 and 15 in the Premier League. One team will finish 14, one of them will finish 14, one of them will finish 15. So, or 14 or 15 place, carry a
Right.
trophy or European trophy, and y'all be playing in the scene because the price, right? If you finish second in the Premier League, that will go to the Champions League. So somebody that finish second, you that finish third, fourth, you're on this season fifth, you're on the same level. All of you are going to the same competition. So if 14 or 15 place team wins the Europa League, they go into the same competition next year, the Champions League. And now there is nothing you can say to the men who finish 14 or 15 with a trophy. You finish second but trophyless. So a 14 or 15 place team, they have a better season than you. They have a better season than you. So they're going to get it all summer. And they're only going to talk about progress again. So we almost all the time. So before we go, if anybody want to be, let me just say this: if you want to be part of this, we are on YouTube. If you're watching from Facebook, the link is there. The link is on Facebook. You can click on the link to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So if you want to be part of the football heritage, you can also contact any of us here to be part of it. You can come on here to give your opinion. You can have your say because everything will not be about politics or yes say they say because we are here to talk about football. Everybody will not talk about politics. So if you want to be part, you can contact any of us. But anytime you want to join, you don't have to contact because I always put a link in the description for you to join. The link is always there to join the program. So if you want to be part of it, you can click on the link anytime. And we'll be here tomorrow to same time tomorrow we'll be here to talk about the preview of the weekend fixture because we had a lot of fixture, especially in the Serie A. Now Inter Milan trailing 3 points. They are 3 points behind Napoli in the race for the Serie A title. So there's a crucial stage now in the Serie A. But for the Premier League, it's the race for the Champions League spot. So we still have things to play for, even though the relegation battle is done in the Premier League and the championship battle is done. Liverpool, they have been crowned champion already. But you get Newcastle, Manchester City, Chelsea. They are all fighting for the top five position. So we'll be here tomorrow to give our pre-game analysis. So before we go, what's your parting comment? You hear me? Hello?
Yeah, my parting comment go directly to the Arsenal fan. They've been so vocal all season long. They've been laughing at other clubs. They've been saying all sorts of things about Liverpool winning the Premier League. They laughed at Man City, and now Man City is in the FA Cup final. Possibly they can win it, and United is going to the Europa final. Possibly they can win something this season. So the players got to do the necessary work to qualify for the Champions League and try to win it. Because if they go trophy like this season, it's going to be a long, summer summer break for the fan of gun for the Gunner fan. It's sometimes you got to be humble. They always say that they use that same word against other clubs and other stuff, but they are not in a better position right now to go through the final or even winning the Champion League. So going trophy like the whole of for like 5 seasons in succession with the huge investment into the team
700,
is,
700 million
it's not
for the same
something good.
coach.
It's not something good. It's not a good signal for any good manager. Hopefully they can turn the result over to prove us wrong or to prove people wrong, because people believe then that Paris Saint Germain is going to be in the grand final. But good luck to everybody that in the Champions League semi-final this season. Good luck to Barcelona. Good luck to Inter Milan. Good luck to Paris Saint Germain. Good luck to Arsenal. The best thing going to take the day, and we'll be here when they, when the Champions League final will be played after the semi-final. We'll see who's going to progress to the final. We'll be here to talk about it, to give our view, be it Barcelona going through, or Inter going through, Arsenal going through, or Paris Saint-Germain going through. But I think it was a beautiful contest, the first leg of both matches, and we hope to see more this coming week, May week as well. I want to say thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for those that watched us on Facebook, those that commented. Thanks to everybody on YouTube. Those that are following. I want to keep encouraging people to keep following and sharing our video. We're here for everybody, and we're open to criticism. We're open to each and every one of you that want to come and contribute. Good night, and thank you, Mr. Connor.
Thank you very much for coming on. And before I leave, I just want to tell all the Mate Gunners fan, you guys have been lousy. This is the only football club. Their supporter, most of them are delusional, or team that never win trophy, but yet they make.
Mommy.
I understand Barcelona fan. I can't turn Barcelona fan. I can't laugh at Barcelona. I can't make mockery of Barcelona fan. They can be lousy. Yes, they are lousy, but at least they can win trophy. So when Barcelona fans are lousy, they make a lot of noise. They can back it up by winning trophies. They can win trophies. They don't go trophy level for 5 consecutive years. They can win trophies. They have won the Champions League 5 times. So they have the right to make noise. They have won La La Liga. They were just champion 2 seasons ago. And they are on the verge of becoming champions again. So they can make a noise. Barcelona fan noise can make me angry. But Arsenal fan, most of you guys are delusional. That's just the fact. You stop making noise. Win before you talk. You can't talk without winning. You have to win first. You don't even have European trophy. You don't have the Champions League. You have never and ever won the Champions League. But you talk like somebody like get 6, 7 Champions League. And Arsenal fans all around the world are the same. Around the whole world, all the Arsenal fans are the same. They make the same big for nothing muff all around the world. All Arsenal fans are the same. It doesn't matter whether it's in the US, it's in Canada, it's in Europe, Liberia, any part of the world. Arsenal fans, they are the same. They behave the same. They made the same free noise. But you guys will be punished again next week. Again, Paris Saint-Germain. They will punish you. And you guys will have a difficult summer. Because y'all pray that maybe you shouldn't be Tottenham in the final. You guys going to have a difficult summer. Because we're going to finish 14 or 15 with another European trophy. And we all will be in the Champions League next season. So y'all calm down. Y'all stop making noise. Win before you talk. Y'all made the same noise from the beginning of the Premier League. If Man City, when they drop form, you guys will eventually win the Premier League whenever Man City drop form. And this season, Man City lost form. Yet, Liverpool a new coach, Arne Slot. What phase is he in? You guys talking about Arteta in phase 6. Arne Slot, first phase, first Premier League title. But you guys stay living in a state. You guys are still being delusional. So you are live in it. Thinking that Mikel Arteta is the best coach ever. That's how you guys rate Arteta, and he is not. He is the Spanish Brendan Roger. As long as Mikel Arteta is the coach of Arsenal, Arsenal will not win anything serious. Arsenal will, Mikel Arteta will give Arsenal fan hope every season. But at the end of the day, Arsenal going to collapse. That's it. There's nothing strange about Arsenal. We have seen this movie before. It's like a script. It's written. We have seen it. So it's not strange. We have seen it before. We have seen it before. The Netflix movie will not see it before. We have seen it many times and we will continue to see it until Arteta can leave. Can you imagine this guy makes 15 million pounds, third highest paid coach in world football, but trophy in 5 years? Which team? What kind of big team that can happen to? You have a coach that is trophyless for 5 consecutive seasons, only at Arsenal. And Barcelona, even though I don't want Barcelona to qualify for the final of the Champions League, but I think for the neutral, but PSG and Barcelona will be the perfect final. That will be the perfect final. Two teams that play football, two teams that play good football. That will be the perfect final. PSG against Barcelona. So before we go, just want to remind you, please do subscribe to the Football Heritage. The link is in the description. And you can tell your friends, you can share it. And tomorrow we'll be back here 6 p.m. Eastern time. 7 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central time, and 4 p.m. West Coast time, and 11 p.m. Liberian time. So this is how we come to the end of this show. And you guys can have a pleasant night. And some part of the world is early morning. Good morning to you. And some part of the world is in the evening. Good evening to you. And wherever you are, peace. I'm all here.